Namaste yogis and yoginis, and welcome to this Saturday morning class. Today we're going to do a flow based around the sun salutation, but with very similar limbering from our last few weeks of practice. And that's a little bit to ingrain that in your mental memory and your muscle memory so that you can find your way to those practices in your personal practice at home too. But let us start by standing, and just standing in any way that you arrive on the mat. Allow the arms to relax by the sides. Let your body organize itself into length. Find space to grow tall. And then close your eyes or gaze gently downward. And take a moment to find yourself in your yoga space. This is the time to gently leave for this time behind anything that is troubling you in your day or your week. Any feelings of conflict or the feelings as the result of conflict. Any things you have to do, places you have to be. And bring yourself to this present moment. Notice how your body is feeling right now. And notice the breath that you're breathing right now. Notice the first part of your body that moves as you inhale. And the last place you feel the breath as it leaves the body. And then when you're ready on your next exhalation, just drawing a little bit more firmness and control across the abdominal muscles to ease some more air out of the lungs. And breathing deeply into the sides, the back, the chest. Breathing out a little bit more fully with that control across the navel. Breathing into the rib cage, the collarbones, the shoulder blades. Breathing out and just gently drawing the navel in. Breathing in, let your breath find space throughout the whole of the torso. And as you breathe out a little more fully. The more you breathe out, the more you can breathe in. One more deep breath like this. And sighing out through the mouth. Draw your chin towards your chest. Allow your breath to return to its natural rhythm, or stay deep breathing if you would like. And then exploring a gentle roll of the head from one side to the other. Exploring how your neck feels. Remembering that in our early limbering, it's not about stretching or reaching or striving. It's about introducing that conversation between the body and the mind and the breath. So we're just finding out where we're open today, where we have space to move. If you want to, you can roll the chin up towards the ceiling so you get more of a circle. Try to avoid dropping your head too far back. If you're circling, you can go in both directions. And then when you're ready, bringing your head up to center, we're just going to roll the shoulders. We're going to roll the shoulders backwards. Nice, expressive shoulder rolls, and then forwards as well. And just see if you can feel the shoulder blades gliding across the upper back. And the movement perhaps under the pectoral muscles in the center of the chest. And then with ourself a little bit loose, we'll do the variation on Kati Chakrasana that we tried last night. So don't worry if you weren't here last night. I only say that because some people were. We're going to have the feet nice and wide to begin with. We're going to take our arms into cactus arms. So bent at the elbows, elbows lifted high, palms facing forwards, and simply begin with a gentle twist. So it's just your upper torso that's twisting. You're feeling that twist perhaps just above your waist or the bottom of the rib cage. And so in a way I feel a little bit stuck here. I can't go as far as I might if I was able to move my legs, but my chest is open, shoulder blades are a little bit descended. And then we're going to pivot on the toes. So now we can move a little bit further, or the twist seems to happen a little bit longer. What happens really is that the twist is able to move further down the body as well. And then from here, we're going to reach the front hand across the body. So you get a sense of length between the fingers of that hand and the toes behind you. You can reach with your fingertips, palm up, palm down, or with the palm of your hand if you're so inclined. And your other hand can do anything at once. Let's add a little soft bend in the knee in the middle. Lovely. And we're going to take this to our regular Kati Chakrasana. So we're going to relax the arms now and let the shoulders really be loose and heavy. And the arms can wrap the body, maybe tapping. If you want to tap across the abdomen, that's quite nice, and the hips. Or you might want to tap the front of the shoulder. And then we're going to let our bounce go. So we're simply pivoting on the toes. And then let the feet come to stillness and sway the body back to steadiness. Very good. Awesome sauce. So just before we come, we're going to come down to the mat. So just before we do, let's do some bigger arm circles. So you can plant your feet and bend your knees, and then try a soft elbow on the left arm to do a nice big circle. And if you feel that gentle engagement across the abdomen, that's what we're really after. So we're after moving the torso enough to feel the connection between the movement of the arm, the shoulder, the chest, the side of the body, even the hip, the neck. And we'll go the opposite way as well. And we're trying to open the spaces across the back, across the chest, across the side of the body and the neck. And you might even feel it's a little bit like a massage for your internal organs and for those deeper muscular structures that get massaged by the superficial ones as we move. And just relaxing that side. Feel the difference between the two sides of the body. Hopefully one feels warm and awesome and the other one's hoping to join in. And then soft right elbow and doing the same thing. So you can start with a much smaller movement. Sometimes I forget that I've already done a practice today, and then build into your larger movement if that feels good, or perhaps there isn't enough room to make a larger movement just yet, but there will be by the time we finish the class. Okay, very good. And let's go the opposite way as well, and just see if you can feel what's moving, the effects of that movement, what's joined together, how collaborative the body is. And we'll do one more. Very good. Okay, so hopefully feeling a little bit loosey-goosey. Just check by turning the head from one side to the other that we haven't got any tension in the neck. And if you need to release, you can just wiggle your bottom jaw around. Take a good swallow. and that helps to just relax. We're going to come down onto the mat to lie on our backs now. So coming down any way that feels good to you. We're going to roll down onto the back with the arms wide away from the body. And just take a moment here. I've got my feet on the floor, my knees bent. And if you want to stretch your legs out for a moment, you can, of course. Allow the spine to find its new shape and its new relationship with gravity here. The whole body, in fact. And with the head very heavy on the floor, just gently sway the nose from one side to the other. We're not trying to twist as such, we're just making a loose and easy movement, which keeps our muscles feeling loose and easy too. Okay, so we're going to try to activate the front chain of the body because we want to work with strength today. So taking the arms wide apart and then wrapping the right arm over the left arm. We're going to drape the fingers towards the floor to begin with and take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Perhaps you can feel that space between the shoulder blades just opening. Deep breath in and a deep breath out. Here, gently turn the nose from one side to the other. Just see if your neck feels as free in this position. And then we're going to take eagle arms. So bringing the backs of the hands or the palms of the hands towards each other, depending on what range of movement you've got. And then here, pressing into the feet a little bit. So you press your low back into the floor, engage through the belly and draw your head and shoulders up off the floor. And we're going to circle the elbows or circle the chest, keeping the head up. If this feels like a strain, then just rest out of this posture. We're going to go one more in this direction and then 4 in the opposite direction. Maybe 5. There we are. And releasing down, release the hands. And just allow the arms to rest apart. And in between, we're going to gently sway the nose from one side to the other. Again, it's not a twist, it's just a small movement. And then with the head still, sway the knees from one side to the other. Just a little small movement. Very good. And then we're going to do the same thing, but the other way around. So wrapping, hold on, I have to think about it. Left arm over right arm. And draping the fingers to the floor, taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And then we're going to wrap the backs of the hands or the palms of the hands towards each other. Press into the feet and roll the head and chest up for 5 circles in each direction. And you can feel the abdominal muscles engaged. We're reversing the motion because they have to be. And that's how we want them to be recruited. Working because they're supposed to be working. Back to center, releasing down, releasing the arms, let the arms come apart from the body, really opening across the chest. Gentle sway of the nose from side to side. And then with the head still, a gentle sway of the knees from side to side. And we're going to develop that a little bit deeper. So we're going to let the knees go a little bit further each time, perhaps with just a little bit of abdominal control here to control the movement all the way up and all the way down. And we're going to come back to this movement in a moment. But the next time your knees go to the left, coming back to center, we're going to bend the, bring the left heel, towards the buttock, and then lift the right leg up, cross the right foot over the left thigh, so that the ankle is on the thigh, or perhaps the bottom of the shin, but the foot is completely free. And then drawing your left knee in towards your chest, and making swaying motions, swaying from side to side. And we don't want to do a really big stretch here because stretching before we activate muscles is less useful than stretching after we've activated them. But we want to to understand what space we have to work with today. And then we're going to make circles. Again, perhaps you can feel the activation, the gentle activation of the tummy muscles here, and circle the opposite way. And then floating the left foot to the floor, just reaching the right leg up as long and straight as you can, and rolling the foot at the ankle a few times in each direction. And then we're going to lengthen the right heel, so the right leg stays straight as the right foot comes all the way down to the floor. When the heel touches, slide that foot in, and then place the right foot down, extend the left leg up, cross the left foot over the right thigh. Same thing, draw the right knee towards you and gently sway from side to side. The deeper you draw that knee in towards you, the more of lengthened or stretched that it is around the left hip. So you can do this with the foot a bit further away if that suits you better. And then some circling. And in the other direction too. And then we're going to float the right foot down. Extend the left leg up towards the ceiling. Doesn't matter how straight it is, but straighter is good. And rolling the ankle a few times in this direction, and then a few times in the opposite direction as well. Very good. And then we're going to lengthen the left legs long and straight down to the floor so the heel touches, and slide the left foot in. So now we want the heels not as close as you can to your buttocks, but closer than they were before. And if you want to, you can leave the toes pointing out a little bit. I don't really mind where your feet are in relation to your hips, as long as it feels comfortable to you. And here we're going to press the arms down, press into the heels, and gently engage the back of the head towards the floor. And then peel our hips up into a bridge pose. So peeling the hips up, and then we're going to release the hips down. This time we're going to lift our arms as well. So gently pressing down the back of the head, firmly pressing down the back of the shoulders and the feet, peeling the hips up and reaching the arms up over the body, over the head rather, and then exhaling as we release down. Let's do 2 more of those. Peeling up as you inhale. Doesn't matter how high your hips go, it's not about the shape, it's about how it feels. Exhaling down. And then last one. Peeling the hips up as you inhale. We're going to hold as you exhale. Just make sure the back of the head is gently engaged. Feel the engagement in the buttock muscles and the gluteus muscles. And if not, if you don't feel that, press into your feet a little bit more until you do. Deep breath in. And as you exhale, rolling down, arms down by the sides as well. Excellent. Turning the palms upwards as you release the hands apart, and gently swaying the knees from one side to the other. Perhaps they're just going a little bit further into that twist, but the knees are quite far apart. You can release your feet a little bit further apart if you want to. The next time the knees come down on the right side, just holding there in the twist for a moment, and allow your head to turn from side to side a little until you find a really nice position for your head, and then hold as you breathe in and as you breathe out. We're going to bring the head to center first, a little bit of firmness across the belly muscles to bring the knees up, and then dropping them to the other side, or gently easing them towards the other side perhaps. Holding in your twist, just rocking your head from side to side a little bit. Notice if perhaps your head likes to be in the same position as it was before. It doesn't have to be the opposing position for balance here. It's more about how it feels. Let's take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Going to bring the head back to center. Bring the knees back to center. And then gather the knees in towards you. We can hold on top of the knees or behind the knees. and we're going to rock backwards and forwards through the length of the spine. So we're trying to massage from the base of the spine all the way up to the shoulder blades. And then see if you can balance. So balancing on your sit bones and then rolling back down. And if you can, throw a different shape every time. So allow your arms and legs to do something different in that balancing position. Perhaps they're wide, perhaps they're high. And then when you're ready, coming all the way up to sitting. Fantastic stuff. So we're just going to take a moment here, allowing the body to find its length, allowing our bodies to develop this new relationship with gravity and with the space around us, and to absorb all the effects of our posture work so far. Awesome. When you're ready, we're going to come up into standing. So please excuse me, I had to have my hair down for the on the back stuff, but I'm going to pop it up again now. And we're going to start with a sort of gentle introduction to the sun salutation. And by gentle, I don't mean easy. I mean that we're going to explore our body's relationship with the sun salutation, so we know where we've got space to move into and where perhaps we've got tension that we can ease and develop that space as we work. So this is a classical sun salutation. It isn't an Ashtanga one. It's from, well, the more classical schools of yoga like Shivananda and Satchitananda, but we will work through it. So if you're not familiar, don't worry, it will come with some practice. So we start with our feet about hip distance apart, and we're going to stand tall and turn the palms of the hands forward. So we're lengthening, we're trying to organize the spine upward, the head centered over the body, perhaps a little gentle activation through the abdominal muscles and through the buttocks as well to stand tall. We don't want to lock anything or grip anything or force anything. So we want this to be nice and easy. We'll take a deep breath in here. And as we exhale, bring the hands together at the center of the chest. Inhale as you reach the arms up, and we're just reaching up for length. And then as you exhale, you can soften your knees, fold forward from the hips, widen the arms out to the side and come into a standing forward bend. Now, first forward bend of the day is always a little bit toughy. So if you want to give yourself a little bit of space, you can place your hands onto your blocks here to give yourself a little bit of lift. But remember, you can keep your knees really nice and bent, and we can gently sway from side to side as we bend and lengthen through the backs of the legs. And at the same time, we want to perhaps soften the effort in the neck. So you can gently turn your head from side to side if that suits your neck. I like to roll my shoulder blades down my back and then just make a gentle no shaking motion with my head. No shaking, shaking my head no is what I mean. Okay, and then after a few breaths here, we tend to ease ourselves into that length with the aid of gravity. And we're going to step back with the right foot. So don't worry too much about your breathing. We're not going to worry too much about it today in general, but we're going to take the back knee to the mat. And then here, gently swing the hips backwards and forwards. And again, if you want a bit more space, you can have your blocks here, which will give you a bit more lift. So backwards and forwards to begin with. And then we're going to make circling with our hips. So a circling motion. You might find that you roll around your left foot. That's okay. We're stirring the thigh bones in the hip sockets, in the hip joints. And we're going to circle in the opposite direction as well. And just making your movements nurturing and easy and feel good to you. Lovely stuff. So now we've sort of flirted with the hamstrings a little bit. We're going to come to bring our hands either side of the front foot, lengthen the back leg so the back leg is really strong, and then step the left foot back to the right foot so we're in plank pose. Look slightly ahead of your mat, but don't lift your chin here. And then we're exhaling, knees down, and then bending the elbows to bring the chest and the chin, or the chest and the forehead down. So when we come into this pose, this is called 8-limb stick. We should have the toes, the knees, the hands, the chest, and either the chin or the forehead on the floor, but everything else off the floor. Point your toes and then let your whole body relax down. From here, we're just rolling the shoulder blades towards each other, pressing down with the tops of the feet, lifting the chest and opening to look slightly forward in a low cobra. From here, we're going to take ourselves back to hands and knees and then unpeel up to downward facing dog. First down of the day, and if you want every down dog of the day, just paddling through your feet. So here, explore with the neck again. So perhaps you want to do a little bit of turning the head from side to side. With your paddle, you can paddle into your hands as well, and you can do pushing through one hand more than the other to really lengthen and look underneath the opposite arm if you want to. So just easing through the body. And then from here, we're going to step our feet forward, our right foot forward. But if you want to, you can come down to hands and knees to do it. And that is always an option. But if you find it okay to just step the right foot forward from your downward facing dog, then stepping the right foot forward now. And here, we're going to gently sway backwards and forwards, because we're lunging in the opposite direction now, using your supports if you want them. And then doing some circling motions with the hips. And if that means that you rock around on your right foot, that's okay too. Perhaps you can even feel the thigh bones stirring in the sockets of the hips as you move. Go in both directions. Very good. And then we're going to come into the lunge position, just looking forward. Lengthen the back leg. Keep the knee buoyant a little bit and just press off that foot to step forward into your forward bend. Second forward bend of the day, we're going to, if you can, hold elbow to elbow or release the backs of the hands to the floor and just sway the upper body. Now, if you don't enjoy that feeling, don't do that. But if it feels good, get in and enjoy. And then we're going to come back to center, and we're coming up by lifting the chest a little, so our arms are long, bending the knees deeply. We're going to reach the arms out to the side as we look forward, press through the legs to stand tall, reaching the arms over the head, maybe looking up a little, and then bringing the palms together at the center of the chest. Release the arms as you stand into mountain pose. Deep breath in and deep breath out, hands to namaste. Very similar on the second side. Breathing in as we reach up and open the chest a little. Breathing out, folding forward from your hips. Soften your knees a little as you fold. No point in overstretching the hamstrings now. Inhale as you step your left foot back, take your knee to the mat, and this time we're going to let the breath find its own rhythm and do a little bit more with the hamstrings. So dropping the hips back, perhaps keeping the right toes towards the floor, and then releasing forwards, perhaps bringing the left hip towards the floor. So we're just flirting a little bit more with this length, and then try it with the right toes upwards, pulled back towards the body, and see which of these feels good to you. And whichever one feels most useful, come into that pose. You don't have to straighten the right leg completely. We're just going to wiggle the hips from side to side. And that makes that stretch go places that it can't go if it's just straight backwards and forwards. Then come back into your lunge. We're going to place the hands down, straighten the back leg, and slide the right foot back to meet the left in our plank pose. From plank pose, knees, chest, and chin or forehead to the floor. Point your toes, let your hips become flat. Roll the shoulder blades together, lift from the back of the heart, opening the chest into a low cobra. Elbows are very bent. And then hips up, heels down, or through hands and knees if you need to, into downward facing dog. Downward facing dog, as I said, you can always paddle your down dog, but some of you may feel that perhaps one set of good paddling is enough. And for those of you, then you can bend both knees and just wiggle your hips from side to side, like you were wagging a tail. And you get that more into the bottom of the torso, across the sides and the back of the body. And then come back into your downward dog. We're going to step forward either through hands and knees or just for a little light bouncing with the left foot. And again, we're doing that more intense flirtation with the hamstrings. So moving the hips backwards and forwards, toes down and then toes up. And this is my longer side. Maybe you've noticed which side is longer for you too. And then whichever variation you like, toes up or toes down, hold for a moment and just wiggle your hips from side to side, like you were scratching your back against something. Coming into your lunge again, open the chest, press off the back foot, get a little bit bouncy, and step your back foot to your front. In your forward bend here, again, doing anything that feels like it will release any tension from the practice. And then bending the knees, lifting the chest, reaching the arms out, looking forward, pressing through the legs to stand tall. And bringing the hands back to the center of the chest. Release the arms to the sides. And take a moment, guys, just now. Shake out anything that needs shaking out. Adjust any clothing that has wriggled itself into an unusual or unfortunate pattern. Yes, take a breath. So we've done our exploratory sun salutations, and we're going to now do a few with our breath, and we're going to do a bit quicker. So we won't stay in the lunges as long, and we will stay in the downward facing dog for about 5 breaths. So you can do any variation of down dog that you like. We will do some of the 3-legged variations later on. And we're going to use a bouncing to come from down dog to step forward. So I want to demonstrate that for anyone who hasn't done it before. So in our down dog, the stepping forward can be really hard for people to move their bodies out of the way. And actually the way to do it is to practice a 3-legged dog and lifting the heel towards the buttock and the knee towards the chest. But if you want to create the buoyancy and the space, you can bounce. So we're going to bounce our hips towards our heels and press forwards. So hips towards the heels and pressing the, try not to overshoot too much. And then as you do that, you just step 1 foot forward. And it seems to be one of the ways in which people can create the space and create the momentum to step forward. So that's what we're going to do on this round. I'm going to move these blocks out of the way. If you want yours close by, you can. Feet underneath your hips, standing tall in Tadasana. Rolling the palms of the hands forwards. Let's just check that jaw. So turning the head from side to side. Check that the jaw is soft. Swallow if you need to relax your tongue. Take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, bring your palms together at the center of the chest. Breathe in, reaching up, lifting the belly muscles, open the chest a little. And as you breathe out, fold forward from your hips, soften the knees if you need to, hands to feet, head to knees. Inhale as you step your right foot back, knee to the floor, opening your chest, looking forward. And then hold your breath as you come into plank pose. Look ahead of your mat, press through your heels. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin or forehead to the floor. Point your toes, hips are flat. Inhale as you roll the shoulder blades together and lift the chest and head. Exhale through hands and knees if you need to. Up into downward facing dog, and we will hold downward dog for 5 breaths. Do any variation. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Deep breath in, lifting the belly muscles. Deep breath out, easing the heels towards the mat. Deep breath in, shoulder blades down the back. Deep breath out, check the back of the neck is soft. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. And now we soften the knees and let the hips come down towards the heels and press off the toes and bounce the shoulders over the hands, perhaps slightly in front. And then back, hips to heels, bounce forward. And this time, hips to heels, step your right foot with you as you bounce forward. Open your chest as you drop the left knee down behind you. Exhale, press into that foot, step into your forward bend. And to come up, inhale, look forward, lift the belly, lift the chest, lift the arms. And exhale, hands to namaste, or center of the chest. Inhale, turn the palms forward, stand into Tadasana. Exhale, hands together at the center of the chest. Inhale, reaching up, opening the front of the body. Exhale as you fold forward, hands to feet, head to knees. Inhale, step the left foot back, knee to the mat as you open your chest. Hold your breath as you come into plank pose, look ahead of the mat. Exhale, knees, chest and chin or forehead to the floor. Point your toes, inhale as you press into the hands, open the chest, elbows tight, shoulders down. Exhale, hips up, heels down, or through hands and knees to downward facing dog. Do anything you like in your down dog for these 5 breaths. Inhale, lift the belly. Exhale, hold it in. Inhale, lengthen your tailbone up. Exhale, press through the base of the fingers, the heels of the hands. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. And now inhaling, drop the hips to the heels. Press off as you exhale forward. Let's do that one more time. Drop hips to the heels and pressing the shoulders forward. And then this time, stepping the left foot forward. Inhale as you open your chest, drop your right knee down. Exhale, step both feet to the front. And then to come up, inhale, lift the belly, lift the arms, lift the chest, stretch. Exhale, hands down to the center of the chest. Inhale, release the arms. Exhale, namaste. Inhale, reach up, open the chest. Lift the belly as you exhale and fold, hands to feet, head to knees. Inhale, right foot back, knee to the mat as you open your chest. Hold your breath in plank. Exhale, knees, chest, forehead or chin. Point the toes. Inhale, low cobra. Exhale, hips up, heels down for 1 breath in downward dog. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale forward and exhale, bounce. Inhale forward. Exhale, bounce, this time stepping. Inhale, right foot forward, drop the left knee. Exhale, both feet to the front, hands to feet, head to knees. Inhale to come up. And exhale, hands to the center of the chest. Inhale, Tadasana, palms forward. Exhale, hands to the center of the chest. Inhale, reach up, open the chest. Exhale, folding forward and down. Inhale, step the left foot back, knee down. Hold your breath in plank. Exhale, knees, chest, forehead or chin. Point the toes, inhale, low cobra. Exhale, hips up, heels down, downward facing dog for 1 breath in. And out. Soften the knees, bounce forward, in. Bounce back, out. Bounce forward, in. Bounce back, out. Step forward this time, breathing in. Open your chest. Breathing out as you stand into your forward bend. Inhale to come up. And exhale, namaste. Just taking a moment here. Shake out the wrists if you need to. Wiggle anything that you need to. Adjust any clothing that you need to. Okay, so now that we've practiced this bouncing forwards for a couple of rounds, we're going to use that if you want to and not if you don't. So it's really simple. We're going to add a few things to our sun salutation this time. So we've done now only 3 rounds, but we're getting there. It's okay. We're doing it slowly. And so this time we're going to add a little upright lunging, and we might add a side plank of some kind, maybe, and we'll add some downward dog. But I need to grab some chalk because I've got a bit of a slippy patch on my mat, so apologies for that, guys. So if you do get a slippy mat, like I do sometimes, it's really my hands that are slippy, but it's because I use a lot of hand cream because of working on the croft. So if you do, then climbing chalk is excellent for providing some grip on your mat. So when you're ready, coming to the front of your mat or the front of your space, standing tall, let's take a breath in and out before we start. So deep breath in, finding that length. Deep breath out, maybe engaging the buttocks and the abdominal muscles. Deep breath in. And as you exhale, bring your hands together at the center of your chest. Breathe in, open the chest as you reach up, and as you breathe out, folding forward, hands to feet and head to knees. Inhale as you step the right foot back, and then just let your breath go. So we're going to start with the knee down behind us, and we might need to inch that knee a little bit closer than we normally do. And then here, pressing the feet apart, pressing into the toes to come upright. So we use the strength of the feet to bring ourselves into this upright position. And we're going to bring the hands together, interlace the fingers apart from our pointer finger. So it's a bit like a Charlie's Angels type of mudra. It's actually a Kali mudra. We're going to breathe in, take the arms up over the head, and breathe out, soften the shoulders down. Breathe in, reach the shoulders up. Breathe out and down. Breathe in and up. Breathe out and down. And then this time we're breathing in, we're opening the hands behind the body if you can, using the strength of the buttocks, pressing the feet away from each other, feeling the support in the back of the body, and then coming back to center. We're going to relax the arms down to the side and then interlace them behind the body. Same thing, pointer finger pointing down, and then opening the chest, reaching that pointer finger towards the back heel if you can. Press the feet away from each other. Feel the buttocks working. Feel the openness underneath the rib cage. And then release. Releasing the hands. We'll take the hands to the floor, lengthen through the back leg, come into plank pose, which suddenly feels like a rest. We won't do anything special in plank this round. Exhale, knees, chest, and forehead or chin to the floor. Here, we're going to do a variation on Cobra, so taking the hands wider than the mat, pressing into the hands to roll the body up. So we want to firm the tops of the feet into the floor and feel the engagement in the buttocks here. Shoulders releasing down to open the chest as you look forward. Elbows are still soft here. And if you want to, you can sway a little from side to side. If you're so inclined, you can turn a little from side to side. Very good. And when you're ready, coming back to center, rolling down to the mat, hands underneath the shoulders. We're going to take our hips back to our heels with the toes tucked under and reach your hands as far away from you as you can. And then imagine you're going to keep your nose close to the floor and simply uncurl your legs. So you're keeping the upper body really where it is. Maybe a touch of lift coming into your downward facing dog. And here we're going to walk the feet a little bit towards us and the feet together so that we are stable in the center of our down dog as we lift the right leg up behind us and then lower the right leg back to the floor. So long straight leg if you can, lifting the right leg up and lowering to the mat. We're going to do one more. And lowering to the mat. Very good. We're going to press forward from the feet. So soft knees, bouncing forward once and drop. And this time stepping forward with the right foot. We're going to let the back knee come to the mat. Leave the left hand on the floor and make big sweeping circles with our right hand. So we can twist a little with the torso as we make these circles. We're doing 3, so this is the last one. And then looking forward, lengthen the back leg, step both feet to the front into your forward bend, take a deep breath in and out here. Maybe sighing out through the mouth. And then soften the knees, breathe in as you look forward, reaching the arms out to stand tall, and finishing with the hands in Namaste. Inhale as you stand in Tadasana, same thing other side. Exhaling the hands to the center of the chest. Inhale, reaching up, opening the chest, and exhale as you folding forward, hands to feet, head to knees. Inhale, step the left foot back, knee to the mat, and then just let your breath become in a natural rhythm. Maybe inch your left knee towards you a little, press the feet away from each other, and round up to standing, or up to upright. Fantastic. We're going to interlace the fingers. Now, interlacing the fingers the opposite way. So you have the opposite thumb on top, or the opposite little finger at the back. And then reaching the arms up over the head, we're going to lift the shoulders up and then release down. We can inhale as we lift the shoulders up and exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. And this time, inhale, engage in the belly and the buttocks and open the chest. Then hold as you breathe, reaching the hand behind you. And then coming back to center, we're going to release the arms down to the side, take the hands behind us, interlace them the wrong way again, pointer fingers pointing down, roll the shoulder blades together, and again, pointing the fingers towards the back foot, pressing the feet away from each other, feeling that stability, opening the chest, and back to center. Relax the hands, down to the mat, uncurl the back leg, and step your front foot back to your back foot into plank pose. Exhaling, knees, chest, and forehead or chin to the floor. This time with our cobra, same position, but we're going to go up and down 3 times. So firm the pubic bone to the floor and the tops of the feet down. Hands wide, and we're going to inhale as we press up, opening the head and the up space under the neck last, and exhale down. Inhaling up, peeling the chest off the floor, opening that space under the throat, exhaling down. Still firm in the belly and the buttocks. Inhaling up, exhaling down. And then hands onto the mat, tuck the toes, take our hips back to our heels. We're going to reach the hands forward as much as we can. And with the hips back towards the heels, just uncurl the legs into downward facing dog. And then from here, stepping your feet a little bit closer together so that you've got that stability. Firm in your belly, lifting your left leg up and left leg down. Pressing into the heels of the hands, the base of the fingers. If you do one more up and down with your left leg. Very good. And then we're going to bounce forward once with the shoulders and step forward with the left foot now. Leave the right hand down, turning to the left, make big sweeping circles with the left hand. Don't let the left knee fall too far to the left side. Very good. One more big sweeping circle. And then looking forward, inhaling and then stepping your feet together at the front of the mat, exhaling here. Deep breath in and out, sigh out through your mouth. Then to come up, soften the knees, breathe in, reaching the arms wide, lifting the chest, reaching over the head and exhaling the hands to the center of the chest. Relax the arms, super duper stuff. Okay, so we're going to go into the next round a little bit differently from the way that we normally do. So on this round, we're going to open our chest and so we don't often do this lifting with the chin. So I want you to do that only if it feels comfortable to you, okay? So a lot of what we're trying to do in this class is access the fascial train that goes from the base of the tongue all the way into the iliopsoas, the hip flexors here. And this is where we hold stress and tension in the body, not for everybody, but particularly if we've got worry, which things are uncertain at the moment, so maybe we do. And so we hold a lot of tension here. We tend to protect this space in the body by dropping the shoulders forward, being a bit slouchy. And so what we're doing today is trying to iron out all of the sense of unease that we've got there by expressing ourselves more fully in this area. So this time, if it works for your neck, you're going to take your elbows back behind you as you open your chest and look up as far as feels comfortable. And then from here, drop them into the knees and into a chair pose. Okay, so that's going to be our inhale, exhale, and then we'll fold forward. Okay, smashing stuff. So let's stand in Tadasana, palms facing forwards. We're going to inhale here. Exhale the hands to the center of the chest. And then from here, we're going to inhale as we draw the elbows backwards, opening the chest, looking up, and then exhale, bending the knees and reaching the hands in front of us. We'll inhale again here in our chair pose, and then exhale into our standing forward bend. Good stuff, guys. Inhale, step the right foot back, knee to the mat. And this time in our lunges, we're going to press the feet away from each other, raise the arms up, and do some nice circles as we move into the lunge and out of the lunge. So just allowing a floating arm as you press yourself in and out. And you can allow your head and your neck to be part of that movement in your spine. And we'll do one more. And we're going to finish by just reaching the arms up, opening the chest, and then placing the hands down. Let's come into plank pose. I've changed my mind about plank pose. We're not going to do any variations today. Exhaling, knees, chest, and forehead or chin. Here, we'll take the forehead to the floor, interlace the hands behind the body, press the pubic bone down and the tops of the feet down. And as you inhale, imagine you're being lifted by the hands that are behind you to open your chest just a little, open that space underneath the neck just a little. And if you want to here, you can do a little rocking from side to side. Some people enjoy that. Try to keep your palms moving towards each other. You don't have to have your arms rigidly straight. Coming back to the center, forehead to the floor, hands underneath the chest. We're going to press back to the hips. So the hips come to the heels and then uncurl from here into our downward facing dog. So this time with our feet together, we're going to do that action of a three-legged dog, drawing the knee underneath the chest. So inhaling the right leg up, exhaling knee to chest and shoulders over the hands, heel to buttock as well. Inhaling back to a three-legged dog, press through the hands, exhale knee to chest, heel to buttock. Inhaling up, exhaling as you curl. One more, and we'll step the foot forward at the same time. Inhaling up, exhaling, knee to chest, foot to the floor. This time we're going to leave the back knee off the mat, left arm down, and make 3 big circles again. So just finding that, maybe a little bit more space across that right hip as you make these movements. And then turning to the front, inhaling. Exhaling both feet into your forward bend. Deep breath in, sighing out through the mouth. Very good. We're going to bend the knees deeply. Come back into our chair pose as we inhale. And then exhale as we press through the legs to stand upright. And inhale as we sweep the arms down and open that space under the chin, under the chest. And find our way back to Namaste, neutral head. Great stuff, guys. Let's do the same thing on the left side. Inhaling in Tadasana, exhaling the hands back to the center of the chest. Releasing the arms, inhaling, soft elbows moving backwards, chin moving up. Exhaling, bending the knees, coming into our chair pose. Inhale here, lengthen the tailbone from the fingers, and exhale as you stand into your forward bend. Inhale, step the left foot back, knee to the mat, and then we're rolling up, pressing the hands, feet away from each other and making our big sweeping circles as we move in and out of our lunge. So allowing your spine to be flexible and flowing, allowing the stability to come from a dynamic buttock and abdominal muscle. Not just the one, hopefully. Very good. Okay, this time we're just reaching up, opening, and then releasing the hands down to the mat. Lengthen the back leg, come into plank pose. Exhale, knees, chest and chin to the floor. Release the feet and the hips. Okay, so here we're going to do tenting the fingertips. So we're going to, you can have them wide if that works for you. We call them cupcake hands in yoga, but they can be closer to the body if you prefer. So it's just the fingertips on the floor, forehead on the floor, press the pubic bone down, press the tops of the feet down, feel that engage the center of the body, and then draw your shoulder blades down your back first, and then lift with your fingertips. Elbows are still soft, they don't have to be tight to the body, and if you want to here, you can shimmer your way down to the floor. So we sway, 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 sway back down to the floor, forehead on the floor. Firm the pubic bone, firm the feet, roll the shoulder blades down the back, and then inhale as you lift up. And one more, sway, 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 down to the floor. Hands underneath the shoulders, pressing onto your hips back to heels, tucking the toes under. Firm the hands down and then uncurl the legs into your downward facing dog. And step your feet together. You can even step your feet a little closer to your hands for our three-legged dog variation. We're inhaling the left leg up, exhaling the knee into the chest, shoulders over the hands, heel to the buttock. Inhaling up, look forward if you like to. Exhaling knee to chest. You can curl your nose to your knee now. Inhaling up. Exhaling under, and this time stepping forward as well, inhaling, exhaling, float the left foot down, leave the back knee off the ground, turn to the left and make 3 sweeping circles with the left hand. One more, and then we're going to turn to the front, press off the back foot to come to standing in your forward bend for a deep breath in. And a sigh out through the mouth. Bend your knees deeply. Sweep the hands forward. Drop your bottom. Press all the way up. Let the hands go behind you to drop your shoulders behind you. Open your chest. And then bring your head upright as your palms meet together in front of the chest. Namaste. Super. Relax the arms. Let's take a moment. So we are moving towards our sort of wind down and relaxation, but I think we've probably got one more round in us. Thumbs up if that's the case. Good. Okay. Oh, hold on. Let me just get a bit closer. Yes? Thumbs up? Thumbs up. Good. I suddenly realized that thumbs down probably looks exactly the same. Okay, so one more round. This time we're going to go through to our downward facing dog and we're going to do a fallen triangle. So for anyone who hasn't seen these before, let me show. So with a fallen triangle, we lift our leg that's leading, so it'll be the right leg, but I'm going to demonstrate on the left. We roll the left hip on top of the right hip to bend the knee. And then here, what we're trying to do is not dump the shoulders towards the floor. And then from here, we come back to center, draw the knee into the chest, and then slide that foot underneath the opposite side to open into a fallen triangle. So the legs are wide apart. We can drop the hips and come up a little bit here, which we might do. And then we will come out and step forward just as we did before. Okay, so that's our variation. We'll keep everything else simple for that variation. Okay, so coming to the front of your mat, turning the palms forward, standing tall, opening the chest, just standard entry this time. Breathing in, breathing out, hands to namaste. Breathing in, opening the chest, looking up, reaching the arms up, and as you breathe out, folding forward from the hips, soften the knees if you need to. Inhale as you step the right foot back, knee to the mat, opening your chest as you look forward, then hold your breath as you come into plank pose. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin. Low cobra, point the toes, inhale, just lifting the head and shoulders up, elbows soft, and then exhaling, hips up, heels down, downward facing dog. Step your feet together so that you've got stability in your dog. Prepare by pressing the fingers away from you, the hands away from you, and then pointing the right toes. Inhale the right leg up. And you're aiming to get the leg a little higher perhaps this time. Roll the right hip on top of the left hip, but keep the shoulders not square, but without dumping into the left shoulder. Bend the right knee so that the heel comes towards the buttock, and you can move the two knees apart if that is available to you. To come back the way, we're straightening the right leg, dropping the right hip so it's square, drawing the right knee into the chest, press off the left foot, slide the right foot underneath the left hand and foot, and then lift the left hand off the floor as you turn to the left. Hips high, use your buttocks, use the space underneath the right side of the body. Then if you want to, you can drop your hips down and press up, hips down, and press up. One more time, hips down and press up. Left hand comes back to the mat, right knee bends and comes into your three-legged dog. And from here, we're going to step that right foot forward to the hands. Lovely. Back knee down as we open the chest. Both feet to the front in the standing forward bend. Deep breath in, sigh out through the mouth. Very good. And then to come up, inhale, lift the arms, lift the chest, lift the head. Exhale, hands to the center of the chest. Last time, inhale, standing tall, opening the chest. Exhaling, hands to the center of the chest. Inhale, reaching up, opening the front of the body, and exhaling as you fold forward, hands to feet, head to knees. Inhale, step the left foot back, knee to the mat as you look forward. Hold your breath, come into plank pose. Exhaling, knees, chest, and chin to the floor. Point the toes, firm the pubic bone down as you inhale into cobra. Exhale from here into downward facing dog if you can. So here we've got the feet together. I need to adjust myself to a place that's got a bit more grip. And we're doing left side, so lifting the left leg up, long and straight behind you if you can. Rolling the left hip on top of the right without dumping the right shoulder to the floor, and bending the knee, bringing the buttock towards the heel. To come out, we're lengthening the left leg, dropping the hips to be squarer, and then we're drawing the left knee into the chest and sliding the left foot underneath the right hand and foot, lifting the right hand up, lifting the hips up. So feel that lift underneath the body. Then if you want to, you can drop your hips down and reach up. And 2. And if you've got 3, super duper. And then right hand to the floor, left knee into the chest, lengthen the left leg up, and then step it forward. Right knee down as you open your chest. Exhale both feet to the front. Take a deep breath in. Sigh out. And when you're ready, inhale, lift the belly, lift the chest, lift the arms. And exhale, hands to namaste. Relax the arms to the side. Shake out the wrists. Maybe spend just a moment as you're standing with your feet wider apart and observe the effect of your practice. Close your eyes if you feel comfortable doing that. Notice how it feels in your body now. If you feel anything that needs releasing, give it a gentle wiggle. So a wiggle across the shoulders. You can hear my wrists cracking. Maybe a gentle turn of the head from side to side. Excellent stuff. And then when you're ready, coming down onto your mat into a seated position. So you can use something to lift if you would like to sit on a blanket, or if you would like to sit on a block, that's all good. We're going to do just a gentle twist and Gomukhasana. So here we're going to take let's do this one first. Then take the left hand and slide it up the back. So the back of the hand towards the shoulder blades. And then we're going to just make a looping circle with the right arm. And maybe in the opposite direction as well. And then bring the right hand to the back of the head, or if you can easily reach the two hands together. So on this side, it doesn't work for me, but if you can easily reach the two hands together and grip the fingers, then reach the two hands together. Otherwise, cup the back of your head and release the weight of the back of the head back into your hand. Gently turn the head from side to side a little. And then we're going to sway the upper body. So I'm circling the upper body. We're just doing 3 in this direction and 3 in the opposite direction. If you have been gripping the two hands together, release your top hand so that you can use your thumb and forefinger at the top of the back of the neck to give a little massage, maybe even down the back of the neck a little bit. And then we're going to release the top hand up and down to the side. Slide your bottom hand down your back and around to let go, shake out any tension. Super duper. So here we did the left hand first. We're going to turn towards the right side. So lifting up, we'll take the left hand to the right leg and the right hand behind us and just do a gentle twist here and see if there's some space to move your head into that twist as well. And when you're ready, release the head to the front, unwind, turn a little to the opposite side as you let go. We'll cross the legs the opposite way. If you're not crossing your legs, it's okay. We just do it the opposite way as well. Taking the back of the right hand behind the body, lifting it up between the shoulder blades if you can. Make 2 sweeping circles in each direction with the left arm. So we're sort of building this arm up to be able to reach for the back of the head, or if you can, which I can on this side, join the hands together. And then you're either cupping the back of the head or with the fingers together, making a little circling motion, 3 in each direction, reversing when you're ready, a little weeble wobble as well. And when you come upright here, you can cup the back of the head if you weren't already and just do a little bit of massaging down either side of the neck from the base of the skull. Just gentle, not squeezing too hard or pressing too hard. And then releasing your top hand, or sliding your bottom hand down and around your hip. Okay, so here we're going to do also a twist to the left. So taking your right hand to the left leg, left hand behind you, lengthen, and then just see if there's a little bit more space for your head to move in towards the left side. It doesn't need to be, no pressing, no forcing. Deep breath in, soft breath out, head towards the center, release the hands, unwind a little bit to the opposite side and back to the center. We're going to let the legs be wide. The knees don't need to be straight here at all. And we're just going to do a little bit of negotiating forward. So keep the knees soft if they want to be. You can have your legs very much closer together if you prefer. I'd advise not starting with your legs as far apart as they go, because we're going to lengthen some space there. So hands nice and wide apart, maybe just a bit wider than your body, and gently pressing from side to side. So it's just a gentle negotiation. It's like you're snaking out of the low back to find your way forward to wherever is good for you. And so you might come just a little bit forward, and that's fine. If that's you, stay where you are. Soften your elbows so that you can keep the chest open as you come forward. And if you're able to get a little bit lower down, then again, softening elbows maybe to the floor, but to keep the chest open a little bit, you can draw them back towards the body. And if you're able to go all of the way, you might make the pillow out of your hands to rest your head on your hands. But wherever you want to go to, I'm going to stay up so I can talk. Just taking a few deep breaths here. Try not to let your feet relax completely. So a little bit of activity in the soles of the feet is helpful here. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. And then we're going to pad the hands back towards us so we come out nice and gently. And then gather underneath the left knee, bring it to center. Gather underneath the right knee, bring it to center. And just hug your knees for a moment. We're coming down onto our backs and we're going to need one block. So swivel yourself if you need to swivel, and then just gently rolling down onto the back. And here you can take a moment to allow your body to find its way to the floor, to explore this new relationship with gravity. If you feel like you've got something to let go of, always feel free to exhale through the mouth. So we're going to start with a little twist. So sway, the feet are nice and wide, and we're swaying the knees from side to side. And then the next time your knees go down on your left side, leave them there. Reach your right arm up or out to the side. You want the right shoulder to be relaxed, and you can soften the elbow as much as you need to. But we want to explore also a little bit of length across the abdomen, across the hip, the side of the body, and underneath the shoulder. Press the inner right thigh and right foot towards the floor. And if you need it, you can rest the left foot on top of the right thigh to just aid that openness, that sense of stretch. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. If you want to, you can do another deep breath in. If you prefer to release out, you can. And then when you're ready, uncrossing the legs, drawing the right hand down to the side, drawing the knees back to center, a gentle sway in the center. Sort of reconfigure the body, and then allow the knees to come down on the right side. Slide the left arm up or out to the side so you feel that open space, but the shoulder is relaxed towards the floor. Press the inner left foot and inner left thigh towards the mat, and if you need to, you can do a little bit extra by resting your right foot on top of the left thigh. Take a few deep breaths here, but relax your face and your jaw. When you're ready, you can uncross your legs, slide your left arm back to center, bring the knees back to center, do a little light sway from side to side, and take your block or your support, bring the feet towards the buttocks, and then we're really subtly lifting the buttocks only as much as we need to slide that block underneath the back of the pelvis. So we want to support the back of the hips, the sacrum, not low down on the buttocks and not up into the low back too much, okay? So here, allowing the arms to rest out to the sides and just sliding your feet away from you a little bit. If that feels comfortable, you can explore how it feels to have your feet even longer, your legs even longer. So it might be that one leg at lengthened is enough for you at a time. And if that's the case, then practicing for a few breaths to each side. If you don't mind having both legs lengthened, and that feels quite good, toes falling out to the side, the feet at least as wide as your mat. Then you can try releasing your arms over your head as well. And they don't need to be directly over your head. Soften the elbows and the hands so that the shoulders can nestle to the floor. They can be more out to the side if that suits your shoulders better. And whichever position you're in, if you've been doing one leg, then changing to the other side. Here we're going to take 3 long deep breaths. Soften the features of your face. Relax any effort you don't need in your jaw, your legs, your arms, your abdomen. And then when you're ready, you can gently slide your arms along the floor just by bending them a little so they come back to the sides. So it's a really subtle, soft movement. And then drawing one foot in at a time. Knees are bent. Raising the hips as subtly as you can to slide that block out and come back down to the mat with the hips. So taking a little gentle sway of the nose from side to side, and we're going to move into relaxation here. So if you want to grab a blanket or some extra clothing, you can. If you want to have some cushions or a bolster underneath the backs of the legs, particularly the backs of the knees, then you can do that too. So whatever works for you, take a few moments to make yourself warm. And if you feel warm enough, then relaxing down. So you can do the relaxation posture of your choice. I'm going to teach this as if you're doing Shavasana. So if you prefer to relax on your tummy or to take a side pose, then that's okay too. But if you're in Shavasana, best to have your feet nice and far apart so that you can soften and release effort from the pelvis, and the arms resting away from the body, as much space as you need to take for your shoulders to be relaxed and your palms turned upwards. As you come into your relaxation pose, and don't hurry if you're still organizing yourself, you can gently turn your head from side to side, a gentle sway of the nose. And then bringing the head back to center, we're going to do a lion's face here. So we're screwing all the muscles of our face in towards our nose, and then eyes open, mouth open, tongue out as far as you can, and exhale. One more time like that. Screw all the muscles in towards your nose, tight scrunched up face, and then eyes open, mouth open, tongue out, exhale. And relax. Close your eyes. Again, gently swaying the nose from side to side. When you're ready, bringing your head to center, making any last adjustments, and bringing your posture to stillness. Become aware of the back of the body. Allow it to feel really heavy, but warm, supported, surrendering your weight down into the mat. Move your awareness to the front of your body. Feel your forehead soften. The space between your eyebrows spreading. The area around your eyes relaxing. Your mouth, tongue, and jaw releasing. Feel the weight and warmth of the blanket if you're using one. And the sensation of holding space in the palms of the hands. Draw your awareness to your breathing and take one last conscious deep breath, sighing out through the mouth. As you allow your breath to find its natural rhythm again, allow it to fall into quietness. The body relaxing a little deeper with each soft, gentle exhalation. Gently begin to deepen your breath. Bring your awareness back to your hands and your feet, moving your fingers, your toes. When you feel ready, you can roll your ankles, roll your wrists. And then when you're ready, take a deep breath and stretch the body, stretch through the arms and the legs. Maybe explore a little bit of that pandiculation, that rippling stretch that starts from your center and makes its way in all sorts of different directions. Yawning if you need to stretch your face. When you're ready, you can bend your knees into your chest, hug them towards you. If you're on your front, coming into child's pose, just rocking the knees from side to side if you're on your back. Making any movements that feel good. Keeping the eyes gently closed if you can. When you're ready, roll to one side. Take a moment on your side. contain that feeling of peace and tranquility. And then coming into any comfortable seated position, placing one hand over the heart and the other on top. Take a moment to give yourself a little bit of gratitude for this time, this space to practice in, this effort to nurture the body. And maybe, if you can, thinking of one other thing in your life that you're really grateful for. If you've got many things, then more power to you. Allow a smile to blossom forward from your center of gratitude onto your face. And when you're ready, blinking your eyes open. Namaste, guys. Thank you for joining me for this practice. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope to see you again at another one.